Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से.
India posts 200 plus for the first time in this tournament. 205 after Mitch Marsh put them in, and his counterpart went on an absolute rampage in St. Lucia. Rohit Sharma 92 of 41, 7 fours, 8 sixes, striking at 224.39. That is effectively the story of the first half. And we look at all the other aspects of this innings, which you'd think India would be pretty pleased with at 205. So on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPNcricinfo Timeout, powered by Dish TV Watcho. Halftime thoughts from Tom Moody, patiently waiting in St. Vincent. First up, Sanjay Manjrekar in studio. Well above par, excellent score, or?
Any other opposition, you would say, you know, great score on the board. But with Australia and the kind of, you know, batting threat they pose with people like Maxwell, who fired in the last game, got a 50, I think, in one of the earlier games. It's a score that India will feel comfortable with, but they'll also wonder whether they just couldn't cash in the last 5 overs, where they got about 43 runs.
Yeah.
So any other team, I would say, good score.
Okay.
But against Australia, but one good sign that India struggled in the last 5 overs to get pace of the pitch. And if that continues to be the factor, then Indian bowlers will use the slowness to make this 200 look even more.
Yeah, I mean, the trends and patterns of the tournament. Tom, you think 200 plus is, you know, team batting has got more than just a nose in front. Your thoughts?
Witnessed one of the great World Cup innings from Rohit Sharma. It really was one from the ages. He just absolutely ambushed Australia, and it's not like Australia don't boast an experienced attack, but they were absolutely like deers in headlights against an onslaught from Rohit Sharma. He came out of the blocks firing, and it's even more credit to him after losing his opening partner, Virat Kohli, for zero, to be able to sort of still take the game and still embrace the philosophy that he and Rahul Dravid have preached over the last 12 months or so with this Indian team. So, yeah, I think it's probably 20 over par. So Australia will have to bat out of their skins to chase this down. Okay,
you can carry on with your impressions on that Sharma innings.
So much to like. And, you know, what people and fans are realizing with Rohit Sharma is that this is a guy who's obviously got the skills, how easily he plays the big shots against quality bowlers, but his selflessness. And that is the most appealing thing about him, that he doesn't worry about, you know, Rohit Sharma, I'm the big name player here, I must get a score, or I must get a 50. He's out there and just trying to maximize returns on every ball. And some shots are very risky, but he's happy to play those. And even when he got on in the 90s, he wasn't going to be taking too much time to get to that 100. And I think that is what he's doing. He's the leader of this new thought in Indian cricket, where it's about just trying to, you know, score quickly. And some of the shots, the pickup shots, are always something that you see. But there was a drive over mid-off, you know, amidst those kind of shots, there were some sublime shots that just reminded us of this brilliant talent that Rohit Sharma has for hitting some quality bowlers out of the park.
He got into the zone today, didn't he? Almost like how he used to in the 50-over World Cup. We haven't seen that Rohit, even though we've seen glimpses of Rohit's brilliance. Today we saw him in some almost mental level hitting zone.
Also his personality is seen in his batting. You know, you see in between balls as well his demeanor. He's a very sort of light-hearted about things. He's always got a smile. There's one shot that he played which was like a reflex to a ball that was in his body. Top edge went for a 6 and he was having a laugh. And all that actually reflects in the way he bats. So brilliant innings. I mean, against a team like Australia, batting first, outstanding.
And Tom Moody spoke of how that wound cut deep on the 19th of November. And you can almost assume that Rohit Sharma would have felt it the most. I can't help but think every shot that he hit over the boundary would have given him so much more satisfaction. But Tom, could Australia have bowled any better to him?
Yeah, look, I think they could have, definitely. You know, they seem to be very structured in their approach, and they didn't go to any sort of plan B. It nearly looked predictable, but that can be the case when you have a player that's just commanding the stage like Rohit Sharma was, you know, in that first innings. You know, I felt from the captaincy point of view, I think Mitch Marsh only using 5 bowlers, I felt was probably an error of judgment. I felt that, obviously Maxwell could have come into his own there with an over or two. Maxwell's got, a funny knack of just picking up wickets. And Mitch Marsh himself could have bowled an over. I know that he's back bowling again. He's, recovered fully from his hamstring injury. So just being a little bit more creative with the, the options he had available to him.
Look at Josh Hazlewood. I mean, his figures are just brilliant. 4 overs, 13 runs? Yeah. And he did the very simple
14.
thing, which was, just pitching the ball on good length, which I thought Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins didn't do as much. They were trying to escape punishment from very early, and that is something Mitchell Starc tends to do. And somewhere I thought it would set Rohit Sharma free before the innings began, because you would expect people like Mitchell Starc bowling a little differently to Rohit Sharma, and Pat Cummins to, emphasis on that slower ball. Hazlewood showed experience, smartness, where he just kept pitching the ball on good length. These are still those kind of pitches where if you bowl the ball in the right area, the pitch is good enough to help you escape punishment. You don't need to bowl those, death bowling kind of save your skin balls like Yorkers or the slow bouncers.
That point Tom makes about the non-use of Maxwell, who did get Rohit in that World Cup final.
I think the wariness of people like Surya Kumar Yadav. While there was a right-hander out there, they couldn't get Maxwell in, and that is another thing which the selectors have done brilliantly. But constantly when India is out there, they've got a left-hand, right-hand combination. Ashton Agar couldn't be picked against this Indian team. If it was the World Cup, 50 overs World Cup, he would have maybe played, because he had 6 right-handers, one after the other. So Australia, respectful of the talent of the right-handers, people like Hardik Pandya and then Surya Kumar Yadav, Rohit Sharma just couldn't dare bring Maxwell in, because there could have been a 24 run over, which would not have been. I thought more than Stoinis, Maxwell would have been a slightly more difficult bowler for India to clobber.
I don't know if this is a fair question, Tom, but you sense Pat Cummins, if he was captain, we would have seen Maxwell?
Good question.
Look, I think Pat Cummins has obviously got a greater depth of experience in captaincy, and yes, maybe not in T20 cricket. Yes, we saw him captain the Sunrisers very effectively, but I sort of feel that we've moved on from the philosophy of being worried about an off-spinner bowling to a right-hander, particularly when you've got an off-spinner like Maxwell, who, being a batter himself, he understands and reads the game really well. So I just felt that, sticking to Stoinis for 4 overs was an error. Obviously, the other fast bowlers outside of Hazlewood were having their challenges against the onslaught. So I just think you need to be a little bit more creative, and I just felt the template that Australia used was predictable.
All right.
Just 5 bowlers used?
Just 5 bowlers. No Marsh, no Maxwell.
Afghanistan, when they defended that score, used 8 bowlers.
Yeah.
And that I thought was brilliant captaincy from Rashid Khan. So maybe Australia could have been a little more adventurous.
And it's not like all their bowlers had good starts and then went expensive. Adam Zampa comes in at this point, a point that Tom Moody and Sanjay Manjrekar had slightly contrary opinions on pre-match. Why was he not effective today?
I've not seen Zampa being effective against India. I'm sure he's a good bowler. But he did trouble Shivam Dube later, and he was one of the guys who was able to keep Dube quiet. But I've never seen him trouble Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma or Surya Kumar Yadav. Just the kind of bowler that he's not mysterious. He's a proper classical wrist spinner, and India have handled him better than most.
India's batters play Zampa better than other batters.
Yes, and that is why that comparison with Rashid Khan, who had a fantastic game against India, getting 3 wickets and getting the big wickets, runs down. Zampa was always, for the Indian batters, going to be a slightly easier proposition.
Tom, very quickly.
Yeah, I think, Sanjay, if you looked on the Cricinfo app and just sort of did a bit of deep diving on Zampa's numbers in international cricket, you might find that his record is quite extraordinary.
I'm saying against India. If you have that filter right on,
okay,
Stats Guru versus India.
I'm going to bring the numbers. Let's do that. Let's do the two of you a favor and get you the numbers for the end of the game.
Typical Raunak trying to create a rift between his two experts. That's
it's unnecessary.
Flows
unnecessary.
I didn't have to do much with the two of you. But let's quickly look ahead. Arshdeep Singh has new ball in hand. He's India's leading wicket taker in the tournament. Australia, for survival, shall we say, 206 is what they need. Tom Moody, are they going to get this?
One word, Bumrah.
Effectively, a 16-over game then to get a bulk of those 206.
Add Kuldeep Yadav in there as well. So they might go hard at, Akshar Patel, Hardik Pandya. So it's going to be a test. India will actually get a little bit of self-exploration, done in this bowling performance, because Arshdeep Singh, we will know how, good he is. Akshar Patel, Hardik Pandya was very expensive in the last game. I think Kuldeep Yadav and Bumrah will be fine, but India will get a fair idea about the other support bowlers.
India to defend this?
Yes, but because it's Australia, deep-rooted respect for them, it may not be as easy. Any other opposition, I would have said enough. But yeah, India likely to win.
Let me allow you one more word, Tom, since I have to balance the scales.
Yeah.
India to defend this? Yeah.
I think this is India's to lose. I think they've got a very good total. They've got a very good attack. We need an innings from someone in our top order that matches Rohit Sharma. And if we don't get that, we're going to fall short.
Okay, Tom Moody, Sanjay Manjrekar, let's pick up the bickering at the end of this game, shall we? On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPNcricinfo Timeout powered by Dish TV. What a performance by Rohit Sharma. We will reflect upon it further at the end of the game once we've seen both teams bat. It'll perhaps put into context just how good that innings was, and you can download the mobile app. As Tom Moody has told you, it'll have Adam Zampa's record among many other things that you can use.
Use the filter versus India.
Yes, then you can do that very easily on the ESPNcricinfo mobile app. We will see you at the end of this game.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक ओटीटी के दाम पे सारे ओटीटी शान से।